Hey everybody, this is a grumpy old guy gaming, and as you can see we are in the offline mailer. I'm gonna do something a little off the beaten path today. Sort of a goal of mine was to try and reach level 70 with my Blademaster. It was originally today, and today's been kinda crazy, so I'm going to I'm gonna give myself a mulligan on that and say if I hit it this week, that would be great. But I've already run one dungeon in offline, and I was really kind of happy calling it there, and then I got this email, and it was just too interesting for me not to check out, so I thought I would make this the upload for today. Now, I'm sort of taking my sweet old time getting to the email here, as a bit of a spoiler warning for those of you who are progressing through the offline spoiler, or perhaps watching somebody who's been progressing and uploading. If you don't want to see what's going on with this video, because we're at Fordoof and I just got an email from Mistral titled Last Trial, this is a good time to back out of the video until you've progressed, and then maybe come back and watch it later if you feel so inclined. But don't say you weren't warned if you start in and you're like, oh man, that's where this leads. Personally, I don't know myself. I really haven't been paying attention. Offline with my Blademaster has just been where I've gone to get extra levels so I could get back up to snuff with the people I'm playing with online. Without further ado, let's go ahead and open this up. Mistral says, come to Birthing Second Comet, and I am to come to the dungeon alone. Then she asks if I'm okay and reminds me not to push myself. Says my mom will get worried. Lol. Isn't that great? Mistral always caring about the other person. So we're going to go ahead and log in here to the offline world. I've done a couple offline videos previously, not a whole ton, and I'm not considering this my big foray into the offline. I got stuff to play. There you see Birthing Second Comet is added to my word list. I got stuff to play Fragment on my PlayStation 2 upstairs, and I do plan when I get a capture card in for it on starting that and doing the offline stuff by then. There's already a ton of the offline story translated by the translation crew there at NetSlum. Want to give a big shout out to them and thank them for all their hard work. But I know by the time I get everything set up, it'll be that much more comprehensive, and I could just blast through it with no problems, especially with my schedule. Blast through it is sort of well, we're taking some liberties with the connotation in that. We'll go ahead and log into Fordoof, City of the Elves. Gonna come in, and we were told to come alone, which you don't get very often here. I do have some things to settle up as far as items go. I've got healing elixirs on me, but I really don't have enough of those. So let's go ahead. Ooh, I got a maniac sword. I kinda like that. Like, it doesn't really compare to the weapons I've got, but my goodness. It's got a darkness attack and life gain. I'm gonna stash that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna hold on to that one. Picked up some Master's Axes and a Rod of Gales. Had to do a little bit of data draining last dungeon out. I was with Krim and Sanjuro, and we were facing a whole bunch of the Shining Eyes variant that is physical tolerant, and if you ever saw my struggles against the King Worm, this wasn't quite as epic with the Knight's Banes, but I had more than my fair share of failures. Let's go ahead and sell off these linen cuirass. Up over 400,000 gold. Also spent the last couple days just doing random dungeons to get some gold back. Nice to get the coffers back full. ahead and sell off these spells. Another big tip for anyone out there who's just beginning: keep your inventory somewhat cleaned. You're not going to need everything. What you hold on to, what you don't hold on to, I'm not going to try and tell you what is and isn't important. Your play style is your own. But generally, I would tell you, if you're over like 25 items, you're probably going to run into some issues with the game, especially getting into lower floors of the dungeon. So let's go ahead, I'm just gonna buy 90 recovery drinks. I'm carrying one. And I'll switch over to recovery drinks. That way I'm not trying to bounce back out to somewhere for the healing elixirs. These will cover more than enough. Nice thing is, if this dungeon's short, I guess my video's thoroughly padded out by me stammering all that time and then doing all of my selling here. But it's something I probably haven't captured in a video in a good 4 or 5 months, is just me going through town and going through the shopping. Every now and then when chatting online with Emus or somebody else, the holidays, like Stein will occasionally bring it up, the holiday shopping edition comes up, and I really like doing videos like that. I kinda need to do more of that. I'd probably... See, I was gonna say I'd probably do one for guild shops, but now that I'm thinking about it, I would intentionally hold off, because guild shops get rated enough when they're restocked. I will say it has been nice. We've seen just another wave of new players coming in lately, and that's always fun to check out. And of course we've got our stalwarts, our regulars, and that's a pretty hefty amount of regulars too now. Go ahead and store these elixirs, so I've got 41 for next time out. And like I said, I don't like to keep more than 90 of those consumables, because you will be running into them later on. I will hold that extra recovery drink though, because it's a solo dungeon and something tells me I'm going to need them. Down to 42 Knight's Banes. That may be a bit of a risk, but we'll give it a shot. Okay, there you see I'm at 23 items. I'm happy with that amount. Also really like the Maniac sword. I didn't check out the model for it, but statistically speaking, I really like that sword. So without further ado, let's go ahead and pop up the words list. Birthing Second Comet, area that Mistral mailed to me. I was told to complete the area on my own. Level 64 Firefield, so we're actually going to pick up a nice bit of experience here. Let's go ahead and warp in. We're told to come alone, so I can only assume that this dungeon will be fairly soloable for all classes. The floor is lava. Good sign right away. If you're looking for grunt mints, this is the field to come to. Get my buffs up, and away we go. Okay, so we run into 3 dejected right away. Not the best start. Oh, and I forgot to put the... Oh, this is bad. Completely forgot to set the shortcut. That I did. Okay, let's get some distance between ourselves and the dejected there. Heal just to get out of critical range. The beauty's a one-take work. Okay, let's go ahead to R1 and triangle and set my item. At my recovery drinks. Test it out. Yep, we're good to go now. We are good to go. And so is this dejected. Doesn't seem like his buddies followed him. Stick around just to make sure we get our experience. There is 3 XP. So, again, it's better than nothing. It's far better than nothing. And we're going to go ahead, fortune wire that, and get an Earth Beast. Nice armor to boot. Take a look around, make sure we're not walking into a giant ambush full of dejected and whatever's about to come out of this portal. Even though it's just a trapped chest and we would have been fine. We pick up a life sword, which I think is a heavy blade item. Yep, life sword, level 18. It's got all ref. And, ironically, the skill Deathbringer. Ooh, it's Earthman Drill. Remember when I said running with like 42 Knight's Banes was a bit of a risk? Well, we're not even going to chance it against the Earthman Drill. We're just going to blast him with some spells here. Use a bit of our excess mana to heal us. Back off. Artisan Soul and cast away. He is just on the edge of combat. If we could keep getting those elemental hits, that's really where we want to be, because he's going to start healing here. How do we not have a target? There we are. That was confusing. I was probably just hitting the wrong button. So there he is, down to about 1200. 2 elemental hits will finish him off. There it is. Ask and we received. Once again, heal up before burning another Artisan Soul. Using the spell that time to just spare the potion. Symbol's going to give us an App Korma, and the portal's going to give us a chest. I'm not sure if this is meant to be field and dungeon, or just dungeon. I would assume just dungeon. But what kind of gamer would I be if I didn't go for the 100%? Casual, which is what I very much am, but... I'll give the field a shot for you guys. Anything for my fragment crew, for friends of the channel. Really liking when you get that hit up over 800. Even the 429 we're popping on normal damage isn't terrible, but it is right around what he's healing for. He's basically got old rep going on there. He's going to heal for 400 every time he uses that skill. So it kind of makes our spell trivial if we don't get that elemental hit. There you see the Protect Break is set, and we could drain if we wanted to. I'm not too inclined to drain right away though. Especially with the drawback of a potential level down while we're trying to level up. Do take the Earthman Drill out though, and while ranged combat is not the Blademaster's specialty, it did serve to keep me relatively healthy, as the Earthman Drill never really got close enough for an attack after that initial encounter. Does seem this field's going to be peppered with them, though. Let me go up and see. Nope. Figured I would give one Knight's Bane a try, and if it hit, you know, maybe consider it in the future, but it missed. And there's just no point in exacerbating that. There we get our skill points all the way down to 3 before that Artisan Soul. That's good use of the bar. Nice elemental hit there. 2 in a row. Gotta love that. You know, let's go ahead and drain. We got a Dark God's Axe. While we're waiting for some SP to recover. Check that out real quick. Level 49 Heavy Axeman weapon. Spirit Drain on it. So there you go. You got a friend who's running Heavy Axe. There's a great place for a gift item. You know what? Not going back on my word here. Just going to fudge it by a good bit. Because I'm going to be out of Artisan Souls before I even reach the dungeon if I try fighting all of these Earth Mandrills. Okay. This is trouble. Was not expecting that to be the moment I got hung up. But there you go. Just gotta keep track of the attacks here. Keep my health in relatively good supply. Take out this Gligon to reset. Oh, look at that. It looks like the Earthman Drill tried healing the dragon. Wasn't going to be a huge success for it. Then we're just going to ignore the Earthman Drill, because again, clearing the field portals doesn't mean you kill all the monsters. For those of you who are saying that's a bit of a cheap trick on my part, I will concede that 100%, and as a follow-up, say you're welcome. Because even I don't want to see me fight Earth Mandrills for the next 45 minutes. Although I will consider it. I can't imagine that actually being fun for anyone, but what the heck. If I get some vacation time coming up here, that might be a fun video idea. Just barely got that one dejected gone before the second one tried to revive it. Happy with that. And out of the Earth Mandrill's hair before he can strike. So there's still 3 more dejected running somewhere around this field. And about 7 or 8 Earth Mandrill that we just care not for at this point. See if we can get an elemental hit for the finish. Nope, but we had just enough in the tank to take it out. It's a pair of 332s on that hit. Pick up those grunt mints. 2 more portals here out in the field. This one is a risky box, a risky treasure. Yeah, completely blanked on that word there. Do apologize. Get a life sword out of it. 1 more portal to go. And it's a dragon. It's a Gligon. We're happy with that. Get our all clear. Like we knew we would. Elemental hit's nice, but it's only hitting for 800, and that animation's kinda on the lengthy side for us. So we're just gonna go ahead and hack the guy up. Whew. Got out of there just in time. He was piling the sticks on us. Did make it. Also, another thing I said I'd be getting to, and I've started today. Got a second grunty on the server. Did a little grunty raising. So this is the Milky Grunty. I believe it searches out treasures or something of that sort. Into the dungeon here. first floor, no cutscene. Interesting. And again, I'm going to assume it wants us to all clear at this point. Can't use our cheap little activate and run away trick here. So we just have to hope the Earthman drill is at a minimum. Got Gligon under half. We are slightly over half. So the DPS battle is squarely in our favor. Take him down. Get our healing before we open this chest so we can stay nice and idle and get our max SP regeneration. It's an Earth Beast. Now for those of you who were wondering, and it's probably not many, how close I am to level 70, we're sitting at 382 experience. So it's a bit of a long shot at the experience we're getting to get it from this dungeon, but we should at least be halfway there by the end of it. So we've got a field full of Dejected here, a room full of Dejected. And the thing about the Dejected is they drop some really high level fire magic and hit for a nice amount too. Really have to keep your eye on it. In addition, they can revive. So if you're not careful, you'll be fighting them in chains, much as you would with Minier. Just got that one in. Now it's down to one-on-one. I'll try a Water Strike. There you go. Nice elemental hit and the battle is over. Only cost me a couple of recovery drinks. Not too bad overall on that one. Almost used another. Pick up a Mage's Soul and the levers. Curious to see what awaits us at the end of this. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to do too much with the dialogue boxes. I do not know Japanese in the slightest. But just to see where this is leading. Here's an Earthman drill of the unskippable variety. And the magical buff we had going, I'm guessing it was from a symbol or something of the sort, is gone. Maybe it was off that drain I did. Gonna get tacked on that one, so we're gonna heal. The Earthman drill walked the whole way up to us before healing. Very strange tactic there. But in all fairness, the R1 games have never been known for their logic. Well, never been positively known for their logic. The AI has always been a little off, and that's monsters as well as allies. Down to 476. Can we fell him before the heal? No! No, we can't. But we've got him at 483. He just survived. Elemental hit finally takes him down. I kind of milked that one because we've got this treasure room beneath us. I could go check that out, let some of the mana regen. I know I used a bunch of the Artisan Souls up fighting those Earthman drills out in the field before I came to my senses and realized it was sort of a losing battle. So I'm trying to be a bit more economic-minded here in the dungeon itself. Make sure we have some lasting power. One more portal here on the first floor, and it's a Gligon. See if I can get a nice angle there. That's a good side view. I like that. Move in a little bit, get a nice little close-up going there. Going around the world on this dragon battle. And that'll do it for there. So one floor down, and just in time, as it seems our buffs are wearing off. All healed up, nothing to do now but take the stairs down to floor 2. Again, no cutscene. Last one I did were cutscenes aplenty. I don't want to commentate too much on them. I've already given away more than enough on, you know, party contents and everything. But there was plenty of dialogue to be had. I will just leave it at that. So we have a Dejected and a Napoleon here. The Dejected can revive, and the Napoleon can heal. Interesting combo there. Fortunately, they're both fire monsters. So I'm actually set up in quite a decent position to battle them. I've got the Eternity Sword, and it's got a secondary attack that is water element. Sadly, I kind of went over on my attempts for an elemental hit to accelerate that a bit. Got hammer gloves, which sound rather unwieldy and top-heavy to use. Here's a couple of Dejected to, you know, distract everyone from my sense of humor for a moment. See if we can't just... Nope, no elemental hit there. Dangerously close. Really not liking where our health was there. And like I said, you really have to watch the Dejected. You can't just fight them like traditional monsters without a plan, because they'll revive and that is that. There I was lucky it was going for a cast, and while it was dropping fireballs on my head, more than enough time passed that it couldn't revive its fallen friend. Get a fireball storm from that chest, and the levers from the other. Chest in the corner, that's going to give me some more hammer gloves. Let's head this way, got a small treasure room. Get the Hanged Man, and let's see what we got here in this dead end. Another Earthman drill, that's what we got. We got all the Earthman drill money can buy. Nice elemental hit there. Now the one, and he's kind of teetering at the halfway point already. It's usually about the halfway point they start healing. Those elemental hits are crucial. See, just making quick work of that health bar despite him casting all rep just about every chance possible. Down to 476. Can we squeeze this one in? Still alive. My goodness. 90 hit points left. That one will finish the job, but wow. As you get in higher levels, you really can't trust the bar that just kind of hovers around the monster model. It's going to look empty, and the monster's still going to have some hit points left. So important to look at your targeting window when you're worried about that. Got the levers out of that portal. At this point, it's more of a welcome sign when a portal opens and gives you a treasure chest. It's not advancing our experience any, but it's giving us a break. Once you get past level 60, there are no easy monsters. Moving down to floor 3, and again, no cutscene, no nothing. Let's re-up the buffs. Get ourselves ready to go. Pass up that golden egg there. And let's see what we got going on here. Got a nightmare and a dejected. I'm not gonna lie, this is probably the best pairing I've seen yet. So naturally, because I felt good about it, I nearly died. Get the dejected out of there. One-on-one with the nightmare. Feeling good about that. Grabbing a little more experience. Gonna dip down, check out that little treasure room beneath us. Looks like we got an invisible egg here. Hey, picked up a recovery drink out of the vase. That's big. Burning oil. Expected given the fire field. Chest had the moon in it. Not the most exciting thing to pull, but hey, it's 100 gold back in town. See some stairs down up there in the upper left-hand corner, so you know this isn't goodbye for this dungeon. Get a quick heal here. We're gonna go down first and check out that portal beneath us. Leave that egg there for when we return. That was another invisible egg, just wasn't terribly concerned by it. Ooh, the trifecta. We have a nightmare, a dejected, and an orgnapalon. This is where reflexes come in handy, because you gotta be switching from offense to recovery at a moment's notice. Got the Napalon just before its heal spell can get off. That was good timing on our part. And now nothing to do but War of Attrition against the Nightmare. Now that we've dealt with our Nightmare. Grab a pair of moons out of this room and get moving. Heard that little sound that made it sound like we had just dropped out of a game show for an incorrect answer. I keep forgetting that offline the doors automatically transition like they do in IMOQ. I keep wanting to hit the circle button. A lot of times I'll wait until I get to the doorway before canceling off the last message I received, and it's just not going to let you clear the room until you clear that message. So if that sound comes through at all, that's what that is. You just gotta hit the circle button and get through it. Game's not crashing or anything. And if it is crashing, that's just bad luck. Get a Gaia hands there. Move to the corner. And we have the Dejected and an Apollon. Nice elemental hit makes that a swift battle. Now one-on-one with the Apollon. Took that hit to get us in range where we knew that the recovery drink would be used to its fullest effect. Didn't get an elemental hit on the Rue Slash that time. But we do manage to get through and make our way through the third floor. Heading to the fourth, I have a sneaking suspicion this might be the end. Last couple dungeons I've done in general have been 4th floor dungeons. And you've got an assortment of small boxes there. Yet another good sign, as I find, patterns of small rooms typically tend to be your final floors in procedural dungeons. That could just be a strange observation on what I've seen recently. I don't think that's a hard and fast rule, but I have noticed when getting to the bottom floor, it's been sort of weird, sometimes snaking patterns of smaller rooms. Portal in the middle of this larger square. And it's a sand mountain. It's a sand mountain that is not too interested in taking a Knight's Bane. So we will just fall back on our Earthman drill strategy, which is working exceptionally well against it. Take our few extra SP and heal a bit. Ah, it's got Rick Same baked in. It's got hit point regeneration. So it is a good thing we are just constantly getting high damage hits off against it. Every second we wait is that much closer to another 106 hit points for it. Now it's moving in closer, perhaps trying the melee option. Let's not give it the chance, though. Take it out, so that big Ganzot we would have taken to the face was all an illusion. Our unfortunate friend, the Corpse Warrior, had nothing for us when we busted him open, so we'll just grab the chests and check out this treasure room. More of a breather for us than anything else. Get our SP back up around 150 before we go fighting anything else. Got 2 portals in this room, so we really want to take care of this one before moving too much further. Pair of Nightmares. Potential for some damage to come at us in the way of those spells. But we managed to take the first Nightmare out without much difficulty. In fact, we get them both down without having to do any in-battle healing. Saves us some consumables, and it looks like I guessed wrong on this. Goes to show what I know, huh? Sitting there thinking so positively this is the final floor. There you go, stairs down. That was a grumpy old guy guessing badly. But what can you do? Certainly not unhappy with more fragment to play. Made some real progress against these recurring nightmares. And yeah, 456 experience. Getting near that halfway point. Floor 5. This one opens up surprisingly empty. Have to do a good bit of travel before we even see a portal. Got a couple small treasure rooms here. We'll go ahead and check those out, break some pots, and see what we got. Lovers, nothing too amazing there. Another burning oil. I'm not taking the time to break all these. Something tells me this video is going to be more than long enough. Get a restorative and an invisible egg. Recovery drink and a fireball storm. See, I keep forgetting that door. Ooh, okay. So, we've got some purple sparklies going on here, and anytime you see this sort of mist rising up from the ground, this is where you're going to run into your event areas, your data bugs, your cutscenes, and everything, so I'm just going to rebuff just to make sure I'm set. Gonna come in, got a portal, and it's a bugged, it's a bugged dragon. It's a bugged dragon that seems to be chucking fire. Seems to be chucking everything now that I'm looking. That was quick. Got to the drain nice and quick. Got a tree beast and got health and SP restored. Couldn't have asked for more if we wanted to. So it's back to a normal Gligon. These we know we can handle. These are very much in our wheelhouse. Right at the halfway mark for ourselves health-wise. But we take the beast down. And it looks like we're getting a little bit of a cutscene here. Wise man pops in. Says something involving the number 1. Get a nice little sweeping scene of him talking to us here in all of his wise man glory. And we get his member address. New Blademaster, everybody. I can now party on with the wise man offline. I'm really curious to see what he's talking about, because he tends to speak cryptically and has a lot of information in IMOQ about the Cursed Wave. Here comes Mistral running in. She, of course, has been sort of a liaison between Wise Man and ourselves for the little offline trials. Again, more of that when we get into the offline. Here we just have all the talking going on, me understanding little to none of it. I've got the number 1, and I'm assuming that parenthetically is meant to be some sort of emoji. So yeah, there was that. That certainly took up time. Got one more portal to clear and we got a treasure room to loot. It's a sand mountain. Had the feeling we weren't going to get out of this easy. But you know what? Gotta earn it. Gotta earn it. Go ahead and just pile some damage on. Now the casting wars have begun. Safe to say we've got a bit of an advantage at this point. Even if it does have like 4 times our hit points. Surprised he hadn't gone for the rig same yet. Just pure offense on this sand mountain. And Sand Mountain is down. We have conquered a pile of sand, folks. Hail the conquering hero. One last room of pots. Getting the Fool out of the chest. Always feels like a fitting description. Anytime you pull the Fool out of the chest, you sort of feel like one. And now to the statue room. Let's see what we've got in store. Got some lava greaves. Ooh, hit 40 items. What can I exchange? Oh, not exchanging the flame blast. Let's exchange the Fool. That works out nicely. Some yellow candy. What will not sell as well as yellow candy? I don't need any more burning oils. And another yellow candy, so that worked out nicely. Yeah, so we made it about to our halfway point. 465 experience to go here. And we passed our trial and got Wise Man's member address. That much I've gathered. Thank you for checking out this rare offline video from me at this point. Do hope you're doing well out there. You take care, and we will see you in the next.